Well, I'm just getting a quick bite to eat here at Chick-fil-A. Pretty hard to beat Chick-fil-A. I want to go over the 3-year-olds. I told you guys I'm doing all your videos over. I was not happy with the way the videos turned out. I erased them all. So I'm going to do them all again. Admiral Dio, I know Harry likes. This is a tough time of the summer because we're trying to move horses around, start horses up, get horses rested, brought back. It's a very fluid time of the year. And I don't think we realize how fluid it is because we get the 2-year-olds racing. We're all fixated on the 2-year-olds. We don't realize everything else that's going on around. So Admiral Dio, Harry likes, and as I said, he'll be ready in September. So this is a horse we're going to have. I want to try and position some of our horses so we have horses racing competitive, horses that are consistently racing throughout the winter. I didn't like the way that last year went. It just felt like from February to April we were in a buoy on the ocean. Nothing was working right. So I want to do a better job this year. So Admiral D will be ready start of fall. Arson has been racing great. I can't wait to see this horse continue to race at Oak Grove. Just such a nice little horse. Blanton's Blue raced good the other day. I talked to Billy Davis. He said the horse raced really well. As I said to Mary, one of our partners, and our other partners, I don't really have much interest in running all over the state of New York to finish 3rd or 4th when I know Blanton's Blue can do in the non-winners of 4 but not 7 here, whether it be claim or otherwise, here at Northfield Park. A useful colt, and will continue to be a useful colt. I just don't want to drain all his energy running around New York State. Just because he is a New York bred trotter does not mean he needs to run around New York all summer long. If he was a layover and rolling into races at 2-1, 3-1, 8-5, fine. When you're going there 4, 5, 6-1, you end up a 3rd. Thank you very much, sir. Have a great night. It's not really that interesting to me. Born to Dance, much like Blanton's Blue, continues to do good work here in Ohio, as Blanton is in New York. Very, very similar on either gate. And there's nothing wrong with having a very good overnight horse. I would much rather have a very good overnight horse than have a mediocre stake horse that you got to pay to race, especially when you're talking about Blanton running all over New York State. And I know these comments are going to get pushback from my New York partners because they want to see their horses race in New York. I get that. I don't blame you. But seeing them race and seeing them race competitively are two different things. Myself, personally, I would rather watch my horse race competitively on TV than see my horse race okay in person. That's my take on the entire, and this goes for a lot of horses. This isn't Blanton's Blue. This is me picking Blanton's Blue. There's a number of horses that fit this. Jason and I had a very long conversation if we were even going to bring Born to Dance to the next Buckeye, right? He's doing so well in these classes here. The issue was, I guess, the deciding factor was the fact that these classes are going nowhere, right? They're not going anywhere. They're going to be here next week and the week after. And Born to Dance coming in off a win, I guess, has earned an opportunity to take a run at them again in the Buckeye. But as we're finding out, those Excelsior, Buckeye, Grassroots, again, there's no giveaways in those classes. Dominion is racing tonight, actually. He's racing in an hour. I want to see him race. First start with the hobbles on for Dominion, so I'm interested to see how he does. Don't Talk About Bruno is racing tomorrow Monday. Excuse me, Monday. Is it Monday? I think it is in Dresden. July 1st, usually they have stakes there, right? So Don't Talk About Bruno. I'm interested to see how he does. Drebin is doing so good. Just so pleased to see Dominic's barn starting to heat up in Ontario. Here's a guy that works his butt off to have the horses good and deserves to have them race good. Unfortunately, as we talk about all the time, bit of a merciless game. Doesn't care if things aren't going well. There's no gimmies. For anybody, in any situation, in any place in this game, you have to work hard for every race, every win, every dollar. And I'm glad that it's working out well for Dominic right now. Flashfly will come back in a week or so. We'll get her started back up. I'll probably bring her back to Northfield. Same as Insider Trading. I'd said to Tim tonight, we'll just bring those horses back. We'll train our horses back. I certainly have no issue with Tim doing it. But when we have a barn full of horses here, we have horses that are going to be going out to the field inevitably and want to make sure that we have a place for our horses to go and our employees to work. George of the Jungle also, he's going on the Grassroots in Dresden now. Very interested to see how he does. This will be his first start on Lasix, so I'll be very interested to see how George of the Jungle races. Great Bet is in here, last racer, 15th anyway, on Monday, 9-5 morning line. He should be fine. I like Great Bet in these classes. I like all the horses when they're in where they can do. right? Raced Victory tonight. He made a break. He wasn't trotting as good, which is odd because the track was actually in good shape. So we'll have a look at him. But same type of thing. He's like 2-1, 3-1. Get the horses in where they can do good, and you're going to end up liking them a lot better than when we race them trying to chase speed. Gypsy Hill has been racing great. Will race next Thursday at Scioto Downs. Hallie in the Clouds is in also this week at Georgian Downs in the Prospect. I suspect she'll have a good run there. I shouldn't say that. I suspect she'll race well there. I'm Fancy Like racing tonight in the 10th race. She's been so good this year. So good this year. Really happy with her insider trading back now. Nah, she didn't get in full. It was a super long shot anyway. It would have been nice to ever unfold the Chimpanzee, but it didn't work out. We will get her back going right now, whether that be here at Northfield or in Pennsylvania. You never know. You got to take what you have and do the best you can with it. Not dwell on, oh, she was such a nice filly last year. Yeah, I was there. I saw it. Let's get her back racing good and see what she is at this point. Lonely Lakewood raced good the other day. I think he'll race better this week. Back on 7 days. Take those flip-flops off. See if he can race like that. He looked good the other day. I was really happy with Lonely Lakewood. Lover's Play. A little sore right hind the other day. She was. So I wonder how that is. I jogged her today. I thought she was okay. I'm going to talk to Nick Clegg. Very, very good blacksmith. He's going to build her foot out a little bit. A little more comfortable for her. We had taken that fiberglass off her last 2 shoeings. Did that just catch up to her a bit? Possibly. We'll see how she is this week coming. Mel Gibbs Swan was injected and is now rehabbing in Southern Ohio. We'll see how that plays out also. Memory and Imagination is racing great. Just a really, really, really nice horse. Raced great again last time at Oak Grove. I suspect we'll have a very similar outing this week coming up. Not this week coming up. The following week coming up. Militant, he's the other horse in tonight, should do well tonight at Northfield Park. He's really come on his last time. I was asked a very blunt question the other day, straightforward: will he be able to race in Lexington in the C division, the Goldenrod? My initial response was no, and then as I thought about it, I'm like, geez, we'll see how he plays and see how it plays out. Maybe he's a much better horse now than he was earlier on. Coming in off 2 wins, looking for a 3rd in a row from the rail. He has every chance. He'll have every chance to indeed win his 3rd in a row. We'll see how that plays out. Mounds for All, as I said in an earlier video, we did find a small fracture. It took an MRI to find it, but we found a very small fracture in his left hind P3. That will heal, but it will cost him the summer, which is extremely frustrating, especially after hearing Ronnie Wren rave about him after his first start. You know what, though? One of those horses I think will have a good... he'll be back, I think, in 2024, and he will have a very, very good 4-year-old season, I believe, I hope. Pickpocket raced great in his first start. 3rd, just picked off at the wire. We'll see how he does. I think he'll be even better when we get him back to Lexington. But for now, the horse looks good and is trotting good. Prince Charmer, coming off a win, looked great this week. Very happy with him. Pull the Shoes. I don't talk about the mare as much on the 3-year-old side for obvious reasons. Pull the Shoes is in full, the tactical approach. Ultrasounded in full at 45 or 60 days, which is fantastic. This is a filly out of a Sister 2 6-pack. And really, really happy to get her in full. Didn't work out for insider trading. It did for Pull the Shoes, so that's great. Punch the Clock. The embryo was shipped down to the donor mare in Maryland, and from what I've been told, the success rate of this is very, very high. So this would be pretty well last crack. That's a huge gamble we took, and I'm very shocked that it didn't turn out till now, but Dr. Alyssa at Walnut said that's a very high rate of success, so we'll see how that plays out. Purple People Eater will race. I originally was going to take her to the fair, but we're going to go down to, or we're going to stay at Northfield Park next week with her. Ready for Landing, super happy with his race the other day. Really excited to see him race this week coming up. Really Don't Care. She was a little off left front her last start, and maybe it started the time before that also. I'm going to bring her back up to Northfield and get her checked out, so she will not race at Goshen on the 7th. She will hopefully race soon enough. We just got to make sure everything is all right with Really Don't Care. She fits the exact same bill as Blaine's Blue Wall, so you guys know that. Sunset Acres Girl, fourth and then a break in her first 2 starts. Now that's better than the 2 breaks in Mountaineer Prince, but we got to get this filly back going. As I said, just let Donnie do his work. He knows Michigan, he knows the tracks, he knows those horses now. Let him get the job done, and I'm sure he will. Sweeney bled a little bit in his first start. He's going on Lasix in Southern Ohio. A little surprised to hear that, but it is hot right now, and if that's going to be the case, then so be it. This will only help him. Time Is on My Side is almost ready to go, I think, in Pennsylvania at the Meadows with Tim. Excited. Obviously, his next slated race will be the Adios, but it'll be nice to get him qualified once or twice, maybe get a race into him, and then get a chance to race him in the Adios. Victory Blue Chip just made a break tonight. He wasn't trotting as good as he was the week before. It wasn't a whole lot of changes, so to me, he was due to be treated for EPM. I really didn't think he's a quote-unquote EPM horse, but he wasn't as good as he was last week. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't as good as he was last week, so hopefully we can get him squared away and get him raced a couple more times. He's another horse probably penciled in to leave at some point. You guys know that, but a little surprised that he made the break tonight. Watch Your Mouth just needs to be in a better setting, I think, in Ontario. We'll get to that with him. And Widespread Panic, hopefully he'll be racing this week. If not, we're going to have to move him somewhere. He had some bet work done, had a week or 2 off, and I suspect he'll come back very, very good from that short little break. So with that, those are your 3-year-olds done. Your sophomores are all done now. I'm going to talk with the 2-year-olds, and I might actually save the opening till tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. Take care.